Scorpio, thunder only happens when it's raining. Today we are coming from the book of Fleetwood Mac in the scripture of dreams. And that, although I love Fleetwood Mac, that verse is not necessarily true. And that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about unhealed messages that we mistake as absolute truths. We know that thunder doesn't only happen when it's raining. Like I've experienced thunder happening and the sky is blue and the sun is out. Yeah, because that's life, you know. And that song was written from a place of pain. It was written from a place of unhealedness. And I just made that word up. But that's what we're talking about today. And remember that this message is not for everybody. I'm Shauna. This is your highest good tarot. And we're going to find out what it is. What's the unhealed narrative that you mistake as absolute truth? All right. What is the unhealed narrative that Scorpio mistakes as absolute truth? Yeah. Sometimes those things come from childhood where we think we aren't enough or we don't give enough. Sometimes it comes from like the song itself from a romantic relationship. But we're going to find out what it is for you today, Scorpio. We have the 8 of Cups, the Empress, and we have the Hermit. Interesting. Whatever this is, it definitely affects your life, your day as a whole, not just the day to day, but it affected the trajectory because I do 3 card spreads for the most part, and 2 or 3 of these cards are major arcana, and that is about life shifts. That's about it's the bigger picture of the thing. At the bottom of the deck, we have 10 of Pentacles. This is about family. This is about family. And this is more than just about, traditions, and it's about stability in the family as a whole. And stability being maintained beyond and throughout the generations to come. I'm gonna put this to the side. Behind that is death. There's something that has to change. And again, it has to be like it's a shift. It's not just one little thing where, you know, y'all decide to go eat at a restaurant every Sunday as opposed to asking Meemaw to cook. It's bigger than that. Way bigger than that. Like something has to end. It has to stop. It has to stop. Let's go to the spread though. 8 of Cups, the Empress, the Hermit. Hmm. So Spirit is showing me the situation, and what it seems like is that there was um either this is the matriarch of the family or this may be you, Scorpio. Um but this is one of those situations where the partner or the patriarch um left. And it may be a situation where this person have even said, or they said that they were going to, I'm hearing like go to the store. They were going to go pick up something and they just never came back. And this is, it was a life of a nomadic life, where they go here and there. The hermit is about um, growth and solitude, but that's not really what I'm getting from this. Um, Especially when the Eight of Cups is here, because this was an emotional disconnection, but it wasn't one. It wasn't one where there was an elevation that happened afterwards, if that makes sense. So what is the unhealed narrative? So that's just a situation. So what's the unhealed narrative for Scorpio? What's the unhealed narrative for Scorpio, please? So it begins, Scorpio, with the matriarch and the patriarch, the divine masculine, the divine feminine of the family. That's where it starts. We have Judgment, Eight of Swords, and Ten of Cups. Interesting. Bottom of the deck is the Four of Cups. I heard apathy. It's where there is an emotional disconnection in in most relationships, whether they're romantic, whether they are, platonic, familial. There is some sort of emotional disconnect. And that is the unhealed narrative. It's like you made this decision after either this happened to you, Scorpio, or you saw this happen in the family. You decided that maybe you weren't going to have a family. You decided that you are not going to be close to anybody in that way ever again, because you won't get hurt. And that's one of those, um it's interesting because there is a situation that brought this about. However, this is also a decision that you made. So it's one that was created, and from there, cause and effect, you decided that whenever, you know, um, somebody comes towards you, whether they are sincere or not, whether this is a soulmate in all the different ways they can be a soulmate or not, you choose to keep distance, keep in your mind, and in a way, not in a way, it is, it's one of the things that's blocking not just your divine path, but also blocking any possibility of contentment, legacy, a healthy legacy, healed legacy, you know, um, abundance that can be built, unlimited abundance, elevated abundance. It's what's blocking those things, that box or that prison that you have created based on what happened to your mother, your father, what happened between them. Apathy. That is the unhealed narrative. So let's go into your advice. What's the advice here for Scorpio? Because if the Ten of Pentacles, Scorpio, and the Ten of Cups are popping out, you are an important piece of the family. You're an important piece of the family, Scorpio. You matter, especially when it comes to the larger picture, the extended family. You matter. You are a person, whether you like it or not, you are the person who is set to break generational cycles. Whether you are um, masculine, feminine, or anywhere in between, you matter. And with you remaining in this energy, the generations coming afterwards in this bloodline are essentially doomed to repeat whatever keeps happening because you matter. You have to be on board. You have to be on board. Yeah, advice, please, for Scorpio. Scorpio, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And if you would like a personal reading, they are available. Shoot me an email and I'll let you know what the options are. You have Temperance and the Three of Swords. At the bottom of the deck here, ooh, Ace of Cups. You know, spirit team, your spirit team is talking to you. It is time to heal and put yourself in overflow. You know, the Four of Cups is about not even really giving a damn about the cups that are in front of you, whether they are empty or full. You don't even like care. Because you know, if you have any kind of expectations, any kind of level of expectations, it just leaves room for hurt and disappointment. But this is one of those things where it's time for you to heal. So others that come after you can be working from a full cup too. They can be working from a cup of overflow as opposed to one of lack. But it requires you to address and heal what is open and wounded inside of you. It's one of those trickle down effects, Scorpio. You change, the folks around you will change. This is about balance. It's about peace. It's about empathy for yourself. It's about grace for yourself. And even having grace for the parents or the divine, but for the masculine and feminine who this happened to. You know, people only can only do what they can with what they have and what they know. And this may even be about, this starts with you. So this isn't about reaching out to anybody. It's not about forgiving anybody else at this point. This is about doing everything that needs to be done for Scorpio, filling Scorpio up. This isn't about taking on somebody else's shit. This is about Scorpio. Remember that. Because right now you're not in the space where you can handle anybody else's stuff, but Scorpio needs the peace. So let's get Scorpio some peace. And Scorpio has to heal. Scorpio has to heal. Let's get a couple of last messages out here for you. And when Scorpio starts to heal, other things will start to happen. It's like a domino effect. Last message for Scorpio, please, regarding unhealed narratives. Last message for Scorpio. Last message for Scorpio, please. Scorpio, you may be connected to a beauty deity. Oh, we got a couple of messages out here for you. Okay. Let me get this one off the floor. Okay. So, yeah, you may be connected to a beauty deity, Scorpio. Um, and this is by no means a comprehensive list, but some of them are Oshun, Aphrodite, Adonis, Freya. So, depending on the, um, gosh, what's the word that I'm looking for? Um, Pantheon that you are connected to, you may want to look that up, because a lot of times when you work with the deities that you are connected to, and you will want to do that research too on how to connect with them if they are calling you, what signs and synchronicities you should be looking for if they are calling you. A lot of times when you're working with the deities that you are connected to, they help you do the work for the healing, for the growth, especially to pour back into yourself. Yeah. The other one that came out is you are resilient, Scorpio. You are more resilient and stronger than you think. Facts. Spiritual cleanse, spiritual bath, spiritually cleanse your area where you sleep, where you live, where you reside, your workspace, all of that shit. And then take a spiritual bath. Yep. Because some of that energy, you just need to get off of you. That's where we start. Spirit cleanse and protect. Cleanse and protect. And it always starts with a cleanse. And this needs to be a ritual. It needs to be something that is done, especially if you work with people. And if you work with people, like if you do hair or you cut hair, or you're a therapist, or it's like that. Or if you're an accountant, and we're in tax season, if you're watching this in real time, if you are connected with people and you come in contact with them on a day-to-day basis, you need to make spiritual baths a ritual, a consistent ritual, to get other people's energy off of you, because it will feed into the negativity that you may be carrying around, or the unhealedness you may be carrying around. The last one that came out, doubt, fear, and lack mindset, and the need to control separates you, Scorpio, from the divine, your benevolent ancestors, the universe, the angels, your higher self. It's time to surrender and trust. Is that it, Spirit? Spirit says that's all. Yeah, when you get into that space of doubt, fear, lack mindset, or the need to control, just remember, Scorpio, that thunder doesn't always happen when it's raining. I hope this helps. And I hope it helps you for your highest good. Until next